33% of those Democrats say the reason we don't want him to run again is his age. And I think those are the kind ones. They're seeing what we're seeing. He would be, at the end of his second term, if he were to win one, 86 years old. I mean, 86. We all know people of that age, and we all know that they are in no position to run the country.
Well, I'm afraid that's true. There's a weird denial in our country generally. I've noticed practicing medicine. I deal predominantly in my general medical practice with people in their 8th, 9th, and 10th decades of life. And there is massive denial about the process of aging. It's less so now because people have seen their aged parents and helped them through that process. But as it pertains to the baby boomers aging, remember, baby boomers idolized youth. They wanted to be youthful forever, and they have remained massively in denial about the reality of aging. And there is a normative process. You lose things as you age, and cognition, physical skills, normal part of the aging process. And we have to get very realistic about that. I know people have occasionally brought up the idea that we shouldn't, same thing with physicians. We're always evaluating whether or not, how we should get physicians out of the practice of medicine if aging gets in the way of their ability to practice. And we have a whole procedure for that. There should be some procedure, it seems to me, in our government for something similar.
Yeah, at my old law firm, there was a mandatory retirement policy at age 65 for the partners because they understand just, the mental acuity past then starts to go down in a way that could compromise services to the clients. And so that's why, you would maybe go of counsel and you would be advising. It's not that you're totally useless. We all know that too. It's just, let's be real. We know what happens to people's brain functioning as they get, in fact, elderly. Okay, elderly. The Times is reporting that there's just additional color. He's going to the Middle East tomorrow. He was initially supposed to go, they were going to tack it onto last month's trip to Europe, but White House insiders determined that was, quote, crazy for a man in his condition and of his age, that they're holding their breath to see if he makes it to the end of any of his public appearances without a gaffe, that he stays out of public view at night, that he's taken part in fewer than half as many news conferences or interviews as recent presidents. And here are some of those numbers. He's held 16 pressers, meaning news conferences. That's less than half as many as Trump, Obama, or George W. Bush. He's given 38 interviews so far as president, far fewer than Trump. Trump gave, by this point in his term, not 38, 116. Obama had given 198. That's just, and the others are all up near 100, except for Biden, who's down below 40. There's a very good reason for that. They know he's likely to misstep and public confidence will be rattled. And Dr. Drew, what they do is then just try to gaslight us about what we've seen. And the case in point on that, the most recent, comes from Friday. He got in front of the cameras to announce this attempted executive action he wants to do on abortion. And this was pretty viral. And the question was whether he had read aloud a teleprompter instruction. For example, sometimes if I'm reading my teleprompter and there's a soundbite, my team might write in there pause, or they might write SOT, just to let me know there's sound playing. The accusation is that he effectively read pause or SOT when he read the following words, repeat the line. Some of his defenders said, oh no, that's not what happened. Look, I'm going to play it. You can judge for yourself. Watch what he did.
It is noteworthy that the percentage of women who register to vote and cast a ballot is consistently higher than the percentage of the men who do so. End of quote. Repeat the line. Women are not without electoral and or political, or maybe precise, not and or political power.
I'm like, it makes no sense. If it wasn't a teleprompter instruction, it makes no sense. Let me just finish it up, because then the White House scrubbed that from the official transcript, which claimed, this is the official transcript supposed to stick to the truth. The transcript claims what he actually said was, let me repeat the line. Can we just play it one more time, you guys? Do we have it queued up so we can play it again? That is not what he said. He did not say, let me repeat the line. He said, repeat the line. Listen.
It is noteworthy that the percentage of women who register to vote and cast a ballot is consistently higher than the percentage of the men who do so. End of quote. Repeat the line. Women are not without electoral and or political, or maybe precise, not and or political power.
Okay. So even if
The way they spin it is not
even
necessarily better. You
Well,
know
listen,
what I'm saying?
even if
It
the
means he
prompter-
doesn't understand what he's saying. When you say
That's
repeat
exactly
the
right.
line- yeah.
That's
So
exactly right.
either read repeat the line, which he was just reading through the script, or he didn't understand. Let me repeat the line. What that was all about.
And he
Neither is
didn't.
good.
He
Neither
did
is
not
good.
repeat the line. That's the
Right.
thing. So it's like, even if they had written in there, let me repeat the line, and he was supposed to go back and repeat the line, which he then
Right.
did not do. That's the best case scenario for him. And then the White House Assistant Press Secretary, Emily Simons, repeated that lie that the transcript had. She tweeted, quote, "No, he said, let me repeat the line," in response to people claiming what I'm saying right here. And she got completely ratioed on this. Everybody was like, screw you and your lies. We know what we saw and we heard. Your lies aren't going to cover up the truth. With all the 33% of the Democrats saying he's too old to run for reelection and 63% saying he should not run for reelection, those lies do nothing to obscure the truth. We all see and feel it.
The horrible thing is we've all gotten so used to obfuscation and lies that are pushed out in the press that it barely registers anymore. We really are finally in a time when people understand that they have to really examine everything, that what they're being told is the vast majority of the time either a distortion or an untruth. Maybe that will bring us together. Maybe that will cause us to kind of talk to each other a little bit rather than to listen to the echo chambers that are raining down on us.
I mean, it's every day we see something from him. This is another one. And yes, he flubbed a word. It could happen to anybody, but it happens all the time to him. Listen to this. You'll hear it.
And she was forced to have to travel out of the state to Indiana to seek to terminate the presidency and maybe save her life.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I hadn't seen that one. Oh, my.
Yeah, I mean, again, if I'd said that on this show, you'd be like, oh, you said presidency, you meant pregnancy. With him, it happens every other day. And it's like, it's affected foreign policy. He's said either what he actually feels or the wrong thing or changed policy. And we're like, people are getting it. That's my one consolation is people
Yes,
understand
that's
these
right.
numbers
People are
show,
getting it.
right?
That's right.
I don't know.
People
It
are getting
remains deeply disturbing to me. You tell me, because like, look, my one good friend, she's a doctor. Her dad's a pediatrician. He's 90 and he still sees some patients and he's still sort of got a foothold in medicine. And that's how he stays sharp. And I believe that because he's a very sharp guy. He's not running a practice. He's not without support in the office.
Right.
It's not the same.
No. You like you said, with your legal colleagues, you could step down to levels of care that where you are at least being supervised or structured, or the mental acuity that you would need at 35 is not the same at 75. It's a kind of an easy thing to do in professional life. It's not an easy thing to do when you're the leader of the free world, and it really begs the issue for me. It was obvious to me from the beginning we would be dealing with this, and people were actually accusing him of dementia and Parkinson's and this. I thought, no, I really didn't see any evidence of that. Maybe some minimal cognitive change, but I really saw just normal aging, which is what we're talking about here. And it begs the issue. And if you noticed, a lot of the rhetoric coming out of the White House is addressing this issue, which begs the issue, who is making the decisions? Who is really doing the analysis here? And how are these decisions being made with someone that is maybe not, processing the way we would like him to? And they've started trying to get ahead of that, it seemed to be. I've heard a lot of stuff coming out. People saying, oh, he's sharp as ever. He's making great decisions, asks great questions. I don't know if that's true or not.
Times report.
Doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem like he would be.
If you're like me, you're growing more and more concerned about the future. The market is all over the place and inflation is at its highest level in 40 years. Interest rates are skyrocketing. Market experts not only predict a recession, but they're using terms like economic hurricane and unprecedented. If you want to protect your future, call a precious metal dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. They can show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. All it takes to get started is a short phone call, and they will have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or inside your IRA or 401k. And they keep it simple. They are the highest rated firm in the country with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau and thousands of satisfied clients. And as an exclusive offer for my fans, if you call them right now, they're going to give you up to $1,500 of free silver, and a free safe on qualifying orders. So don't wait. Call them now. Call 866-518-2955. That's 866-518-2955. Or text my name, MEGYN, to 65532. Again, that's 866-518-2955. Or text Megan to 65532. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.